So Jake Barber comes out and talks about a crash retrieval program, and he actually shows video of an egg-shaped object suspended from a helicopter pick line on Ross Coulthart on News Nation. But none of that's the important part of his story. It's coming up next on Not Timmy 66. So I wanted to key in on something that for me might be just a little bit more personally interesting than it might be to you. So bear with me, and I'll try to keep this video short. What really affected me about the latest whistleblower revelation on Ross Coulthart was Psionics. And when Barber discussed when he got over the object, the feeling that he got from supposedly this object, some type of connection. He stated he felt it was very feminine in nature, and he said it remains with him to this day as he goes through all of the things that a whistleblower has to go through, all the ridicule and all those things. You could say what you will. There's a lot of people I saw on different platforms that were hanging eggs from kite strings and, making it look like the video over their carpeting and their rug and stuff like that. And this latest 4chan video, which came out a couple days ago, which I don't put a whole lot of stock in pretty much anything that comes out in 4chan. That remains to be seen. It's just because when you look at 4chan, honestly, a lot of what comes on there is, well, it's BS, right? People are misled very easily, and live action role plays are on there and things along those lines. So I don't put a whole lot of stock in that or that video, but I do find it very interesting what Jake Barber had to say. He was so overcome with emotion that he teared up while talking to Ross Coulthart about it. And he said that there are certain people that have dispositions, psychic ability, if you will, or psionics, as it's called, I guess, by our government, psionically sensitive people that can get in touch with these craft and actually invite them to come down and land. And then we scoop them up, apparently. And that fascinates me not only from the aspect of the fact of psychic abilities, and say what you will about that. I know some people think that's a little bit too woo-woo out there and everything like that. But say what you will about that. But it also, I'm trying to connect two dots that I'm having a hard time connecting. And that is the connection between human consciousness, which is spoken about over and over and over again in all these different abduction cases and things like that. And by the way, there are several corroborating stories where others that have come in close proximity to this NHI or whatever it is, this non-human intelligence, feel this connection too. Michael Herrera has spoken about the fact that there are psychically sensitive people that basically can control these craft or what have you. So what is it about the untapped human potential of our consciousness and this NHI, these beings? What is it that is creating this connection? I'll tell you guys, it's fascinating to me. It's more fascinating than the video of the egg-shaped object, which, by the way, in my personal mind, jury's still out. I tend to believe that one because it looks realistic to me, but I'm no expert. Just like I really tend to believe the MH370, the flight that disappeared, video where it disappears, the Indonesian airliner that disappeared over 10 years ago. I kind of believe that was real too. I think it was hard to fake. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's really, really interesting. But what is it? I guess I'm posing a question to you. We all know that the human mind and the human brain, we only use a certain amount. I guess we do use 100% of our brain, but we have untapped potential within our minds that I think sometimes we don't use. You could call it a hunch. You could call it, there's so many different stories of people out there that have gone, well, I just got a feeling that I shouldn't go to that concert, and then something bad happens. Or I got a feeling I should stay home that day, and there's a pileup on their normal way to work. Things along those lines, right? There's like this intuition that seems to be untapped. I'm not claiming that I have it. I've had intuitive feelings before and things along those lines. And I'm not claiming that I have some kind of great psychic power and that I 100% believe it. But he said that it's almost like a consciousness akin to God. And that it was definitely, I'm talking about Barbara here, that it was definitely a female feeling presence, not a male feeling presence. And he said he still carries it with him to this day. So if you want to ask me what the most important thing about this revelation on Ross Coulthart and the whistleblower, it wasn't really the video that fascinated me as much as when he talked about that connection. I mean, here's a hardened military guy that's on a mission. He has to focus, and something completely comes over him that makes him start crying while he's doing this. This is a tough guy. Look at his record. He's a heavily decorated and heavily trusted member of the military who had a lot of skills. A lot of skills. Why would he make that up? There is a connection. We just need to figure out what it is. I think that what's on this earth, or what we're in contact with, has probably been around for quite some time. Like I said, I don't know about bases on earth and things along those lines, but I think they've had a presence here for a long, long, long time. And I think that they are advanced enough that they can have some kind of a connection. Say what you will about Stephen Greer. Look at his SE5 or whatever they call that, where they sit around and they call down these UFOs, and these UFOs actually appear and things along those lines. Do you guys put any stock in that? There is another aspect to the story that is much bigger than just the nuts and bolts. Here's the egg-shaped aircraft, here's the alien body, here's whatever, here's this, here's that. There is a connection. What that connection is, well, to me, personally, is like one of the most important aspects of this entire story. And to me, when they do reveal themselves, or when everything is said and done and this great event happens completely, that's going to be the major takeaway for us. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. You guys, it'll probably be a little bit before I post another video. I have to make a trip out to California. If you watch my live, you'll understand I had a loss in the family. I'm going out for funeral services, and I'll be back after that in a few days, flying out tomorrow. I may try to drop a video if I have time, but with everything going on, not quite sure I will. But I want to thank everybody for one thing. Thank you guys for supporting the channel by watching, commenting, liking, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and let's explore this issue further. What is this psychic connection? Who are these psionics? These people that are predisposed to be in some sort of conscious contact with these aliens. If everything that Barbara said is true, and they can actually go through solid earth, no medium changes anything, they can just morph through cliffs and mountains and things like that. Who says they don't have that kind of heightened awareness or ability? How far will our consciousness go? And what's it all tied to? Let me know what you think. Guys, thanks so much for watching Not Timmy 66. You have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again real soon.